Hello everybody and welcome to Waddicker's 12 Days of Meatmas. From December 13th to December 25th, I will be posting a new take and hold video every single day, where we do a couple take and hold runs and just chat. So for the most part, these are going to be mostly unedited, just general runs, unless I get interrupted or something, in which case I obviously edit that out. But we're just going to do just a series of runs. So I think today we're actually going to do a Ricky Dicky random run. And we'll see what we get. Honestly, one of the funnest parts about Ricky Dicky Random to me is just, well, the randomness, obviously. I'm pretty sure anyone could guess that. But, I don't know, it's really nice just not knowing what you're going to get in any capacity when you're in a take and hold run for me. I actually find it's just a lot more satisfying. And like, not for, I guess maybe not for like progression or like skill. Like if you want to go for a really long time and you actually want to put in the effort for it, then the normal modes work just fine. And they're probably a lot more skillful. Because, you know, there's not a chance you're going to get a flare gun on your, you know, 40th loot pool. By the way, don't mind if I am playing like garbage right now. Truthfully speaking, I haven't played Take and Hold, and or HD VR in general, in maybe about 2 months. So, if I look rusty, it's because I am. Yeah, I just really love Ricky Dicky Random over the normal progression, because I just like occasionally getting that feeling of joy when you ever get a just like a really obscure weapon you completely forgot was in the game. Something like the WA-2000 I always keep forgetting is actually in the game. Oh, I forgot this doesn't have a slide release. My bad. Man, I can't believe I missed a point-blank shot at that. Like that. Let's see what we get. Tips, not bad. Honestly, I was about to say I'm pretty fine with the Makarov, but that would be a lie. I'm not really that fine. Did I say Makarov? Is that a Makarov? I should probably check before I get absolutely schooled. It is a PPK, my bad. I always confuse the two. I really shouldn't be, though. But you know how it would be sometimes. So, anyway, how has your December been? Or, I mean, I guess in general, how has your 2020 been? I know 2020 has been a rough year for basically everyone. Hang on, let me increase the volume just a tad. Yeah, 2020 has been a pretty awful year, would be to put it lightly. I'm pretty sure everyone can agree on this. But for me, nothing really has changed, because I'm one of them people who just stays inside anyway, and just, you know, I live stream. That's about it. Either that or I play video games, you know. The two evils. So 2020 hasn't really affected me a severe amount, but I know it's done a whole number on like conventions. Ugh. Yeah, so a whole number on conventions, any gatherings, meetups, and it's also done like a whole thing to like restaurants and bars and any social gathering place, which is commonly convened at has been infected quite badly this year. It's a shame, because one of my local restaurants, quite recently. I'm doing that. I'm talking here. I'm telling a story. Anyway, yeah, one of my local restaurants, I always used to go there. Just pulling on my cable, sorry. If you see me do a weird motion, it's probably because of that. I do have my cable suspended, but that doesn't stop it from having to be pulled and reconfigured every now and then.
Ooh, that's a doozy.
Just how VRB. Let's see what we get. Ooh, I'm not gonna use that. Beyond like a quick gimmick. Give me another one. Oh, dude! Not gonna lie, I actually kind of adore this pistol. It's like one of my favorite pistols in the game. Maybe a 22, but it's my 22. It's not my 22. I don't own it. Anyway. A restaurant that is local to where I live, if I want to rewrite that another way, suddenly started getting like really bad traction, obviously. I mean, most of them here, most of the restaurants, most of the takeaways ended up doing really poorly, and like they had to...
Oh, come on.
They had to start finding ways to like deliver food to people instead of actually just hoping they come in. And one restaurant in specific, an Indian restaurant, or I guess it was more a takeaway anyway, it had literally just opened the week of the lockdown requirements. Like, it literally opened, we went to it once, lockdown requirements came in, none of us could do anything, and like, they got shafted. Like, just straight up got completely shafted. And really unfortunate. It's a shame because the place, well, I was going to say the place was pretty good, but I've been there once, and it was okay. Like, not being harsh, but they were not, like, I don't think Gordon Ramsay's going to be very impressed, but they did fine. It was an Indian restaurant. It was... I can't actually believe I hit that, by the way. Granted, took 2 shots every time, but, you know. Oh, wrong one. I wonder why the mag was so short. That's why I paused. Yeah, it's a shame. They got really badly hit by the lockdown procedures.
Investigating.
Man, just threw a smoke.
Crunchy.
So, luckily the restaurant that I frequented, the one I keep trying to talk about, didn't get hit as bad, but it did still get hit. And as a result, like, most of the staff there are no longer work. I was wondering what that was. This goes full auto, right? It does. Okay. Yeah, most of the staff there are actually now completely different. I went there pretty recently in the last week or so, and I recognized no one, and no one recognized me. And it's a shame for the past... Oh my god. Okay, so, spoiler, I actually haven't seen the new encryptions. I haven't played any of the new encryptions. Like I said, I haven't played Take and Hold in 2 months. I actually completely forgot these encryptions were here. Well, that's going to be a bit of an interesting... an interesting thing that's happening. You're getting my first reactions to the encryptions. But yeah, it's a shame. The restaurant that I was about to say mained, but the restaurant that I usually went to, suddenly no one there recognized me. And I went there for like a solid 2 years. Once a week for 2 years. You know, recognized everyone there, got to know them. And they're all different now. It's a shame. Granted, the food is still the same. I think they still got the same chef, so it's, you know, it's just fine. It's just the staff that's changed. So it feels odd going to a restaurant that I loved and just seeing everyone completely different. So this is a mini swarm. Hot take, swarms weren't even that bad anyway. Get good. I'm kidding. This mode is hard. Honestly, a surprising amount of people have like very distinct troubles with Take and Hold. In fact, I'm actually in the minority when I said Take and Hold is like pretty much perfect difficulty-wise. I have no problems with it. And if anything, I kind of wish it was a bit harder. But that's genuinely exclusive to me, I think. Or like just a handful of the people who are particularly good at it. Good at the mode. So honestly, it kind of excites me we're getting harder and harder encryptions because, you know, that could be a ton of fun. Oh my god. I haven't seen this. I haven't seen this weapon. Again, haven't played in 2 months, so this is something I haven't seen yet. What is this? This is the Pocket Hammer 1903. It really reminds me of a You're gonna laugh. It really reminds me of a pistol from a really old shooting game. And I don't remember what game it was. It might have been like World of War or something. It's got like that like knockoff 19. No, it's I don't know if you guys have ever actually played it. Some of you might, like most of you are gonna be like, no. what are you talking about? You're stupid. And then some of you are going to be like, yes, it's that game. But there was a knockoff zombies game, like at least like a rip-off of Call of Duty Zombies that was released around like 2013, 2012. I didn't know if I loaded anymore. What is this? I don't know. It might be like Slug or something. Either way, we'll be fine. Dude, I love the Engineer shotgun. Oh, this actually might be my favorite shotgun in the game. It's gorgeous. Anyway, there was a knockoff Call of Duty Zombies mode, or like PC version that people had, because like the games weren't really actively on PC at the time. Like the ports were really garbage and no one could really play them. Oh, my trigger got stuck, apparently. So I was rack firing. That's not called rack firing. It's definitely not what it's called. It's when you just hold down the trigger and you do that. Yeah, it was like a it was like very school project heavy. Like, you know, it was basically just like a portable version. I think that's actually what it was. I think it was Nazi Zombies Portable. Yeah. I think that'll probably ring a few bells for a few people here and there. But I used to always play that on my laptop at school. Oh my god. I'm gonna die. But I always used to play that on my laptop at school because I had nothing better to do during like, the breaks and stuff. And I'm pretty sure the 1911 you started with in that looks a lot like the Pocket 1903. And I don't think it's because it's meant to be the Pocket 1903. I think it's just because it was a shitty 1911 model. Like one of those like kind of low definition models. You know, like really flat. Either that or it reminds me of one of the ones from like a third-person shooter like Saints Row or LA Noire. You know, something like that has like a really low poly model, which isn't really accurate to what a 1911 actually looks like, but is close enough. That's what the Pocket 1903 looks like to me. It's a 1911, close enough. Man, that was a bizarre era, like the Nazi Zombies portable era, 2012, 2011-ish. Oops, left the scoreboard on. Fine by me, honestly. I know I said I love this pistol, and I still do. Yeah, I'll keep it. I don't really need to swap it out for anything. But yeah, I think like back then, what I was using to record all my videos and stuff like that, because I've done videos for a long time, and like I've tried to do live streams. I've never had a good internet until like 3 years ago, so they never looked good. But I have done videos for like the longest time, ever since I owned like a proper laptop or PC or whatever. And like back in that era, like 2011-ish, my recording software of choice was Camtasia Studio, I'm pretty sure. And by God, is it terrible. It's horrible. Man, what a bad... I mean, I guess not a bad time, but what a weird time. Guess it's just worth reflecting, considering nothing exactly eventful is happening in 2020 anyway. We were on the topic of 2020 just a bit earlier, so I guess we could continue that a bit. But I'm honestly surprised that 2020 hasn't gone worse. Like, you could just say it's just me expecting the worst after having seen the worst. Like, you know, everything gets lower from where you're standing. That's not the expression. There's always like a lower... What is the expression? I think I just Looney Tunes that dude. Oh, tracking. I don't need to rush. to be honest, because Anton did increase the time. Again, give me a bit of some slack, considering I haven't actually done any of these encryptions yet. Alright. Well, bullet spamming will work just fine. Oh. I will admit the engineer shotgun isn't exactly the best for long range. Maybe if I had a I need to stop just taking hits. I need to preach, or to practice what I preach, and actually run around. I still wholeheartedly agree that taking cover and taking hold, or agree, that wasn't what I meant to mean. I wholeheartedly stand by that running around is still probably the best take and hold strat. Because these dudes can't, like, just like a small tip, these dudes can't hit you if you're moving. They will always aim where you last were, where if you are constantly moving, obviously they can never actually aim at you. Granted, they may still get a stray hit in every now and then because of their spread. Like, you know, you're just walking into a bullet they just did. But generally speaking, if you're strafing around them like this, you're never really going to have a bad time. Man, I'm bad. Granted, again, like I said, it's not a catch-all. And honestly, I wanted to make like a take and hold tips and tricks video for a long time, so I could kind of bake it into this. No reason I can't. But yeah, I've tried to never like stand still. If you're going like towards them, always try and do it in like a strafing motion. Oh. And it's why I always say like cover is like a false sense of security. In fact, it makes your situation considerably worse, I would say, if you're trying to focus around cover. Unless you're really, really good at utilizing cover. It's not unheard of. And the reason for that is because SOSIGs will actually remember where you last were. Kind of like in the Splinter Cell games. If you notice, you like imagine this game like it was Splinter Cell Blacklist, where the last place that the SOSIG saw you, they see like an outline of you, and then they kind of.
Guess I'm dead meat, though.
Oh! I have never seen this one. Oh, there's a second one. But yeah, they will see like a metaphorical outline of where you last were.
Damn, that was a good one.
Whew. 117, boys. And usually that means cover is pretty useless, in my opinion. I mean, not useless, but, you know, not something you should be relying on quite aggressively. Generally speaking, once they know where you are, and they kind of focus and like zone in on you, as soon as you peek out again, like, this is why it's also pivotal to kill them before, just as they see you. If you can kill them after they've seen you, like seconds after they've seen you, before they start shooting, your life gets like 3 times as difficult. I'll keep it and I'll just remove this. But your life gets 3 times as difficult if you don't actually kill them as they spot you. Because then that allows them to fan out. That tells them where you are. That tells them like where to look, what they have to do, and it basically just gives them a lot more leeway than you should give them to actually attack you. Which is why I always like also kind of stand by the notion that like going to their doors, killing them, and then like moving on is like the best strat, instead of just like holding up and like peeking a corner and, you know, staying right there and then like basically just kind of go over there, kill them yourself, go back to cover, wait for the new ones to spawn, react. And that's my formula for taking hold. It might not be the best, and it doesn't work in every mode. Like if you're doing this in one hit, Running around is probably a bit more of a liability than it is a genuine strat. But I think it works regardless. And it especially works if you have like a proper health pool to work with.
Override token found.
This is also like the first proper good full auto weapon we've gotten. Dude, the mini dig.
What's that?
Let me use bracing. Not good on this weapon, honestly. Ugh. I also haven't seen this weapon. It is very, very cute. The Digalov. I probably shouldn't be pissing about, considering my health situation. My cable is being very annoying today, by the way. I have no idea why. Should probably fix that. It is like genuinely wrapping around my ear. My dude wants to give me a hug. Too bad I haven't showered yet. So I'm gonna smell terrible, and it probably doesn't want to hug me then.
Need to get rid of all my backspin.
Wow! This is a piece of shit. Nah, it's a gimmicky fun weapon. Let me have a quick look at my cable. What is wrong with you? Okay. Well, I can fix it later. I just need to move over here, but...
Huh?
I'm so sad I took a hit. I had like 2000 HP, now I have less than 2000 HP. Whew. Oh my god, that's loud. Has the game been this loud always?
Override token found.
Well, hopefully you could have heard me then. What do we get rid of? Honestly, not much. I actually kind of like everything here. But I might get rid of the, this. But then I also might get rid of the... that. The shotgun, I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say I might get rid of the shotgun. Like, I love you, engineer shotgun.
Override token found.
But you are kind of a liability sometimes. I mean, especially considering we don't seem to have buckshot or anything, which makes this quite a bit harder. Oh well. How long has this run been going on for? Is there a way to check? Just like 20 minutes, not even. Oh. So if you're wondering, these videos will probably be about 30 minutes long-ish. Hopefully. It isn't going to be one run per video. You know, if we do die like 10 minutes in, we'll do another run. Think of it like I'm trying to reach 30 minutes or so. Just give you something bite-sized to watch. Thank you. Some people say it's also difficult to do the HK slap on MP5. Oh my god! Some people say it's also quite difficult for them to do the HK slap on MP5s and G3s and stuff. And
That was something.
I personally never had a problem, but I could kind of see how. But like, it's pretty easy. That doesn't improve people's ability to actually do it, you know. It's like saying, oh, just do it. Like, thanks for your advice. But, you know, it's just a quick slap, aiming your like one of your two dots right at it, you know, just bang, 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 bang. And you can cover most of it if you do it like a side slap as well, is what I found, where like if one of them misses, or, you know, you can, if you do like a side slap, you like connect with both of them and you get like double the chance. Not that that makes it any more consistent, because you can still do it like pretty easily with just one.
Hold this position.
I think Anton maybe made it easier quite recently, and by recently I mean like a few months ago. I remember him mentioning something about that, potentially. Might not have been in the devlog, might have been in the Discord. The what encryption? Oh. Hey! Those are my encryptions, not yours. I like this encryption. I know what it does when, oh, yep, there it was. That's what happens when you shoot the wrong part of it. Yeah, so, if you don't know what that encryption... you have to shoot the red, not shoot the blue. You shoot the blue, more red spawns. Shoot all the red to destroy it. You basically have to de-shell it. I'm sure most of you already know that, though. But for those of you who don't, for those of you who don't own H3 or haven't seen that specific devlog, you know... I know that that's a lot of people who just kind of watch H3 content, but don't watch the devlogs. Like, you know, they'll watch Jedi Toby 1 or some miscellaneous gameplay from other YouTubers, like either me or like someone else. But they don't actually like know Anton has a bunch of devlogs, or they just haven't bothered watching them. So these are stealth encryptions. Okay, cool. I thought I saw another one of them. Those are cool. I honestly worried they would be a bit too visible. But no, they're not. They're actually quite hard to see sometimes. Like, I was deliberately trying to look for the one near the middle here, where I just walked over, for like a long while, and I was like, I swear there was one here. But I guess it's just like the frequency of their shimmers is enough to kind of obscure them. Shit. Dude's wearing a face mask. I think it might be about time to try and cop a, what's it called? A armor-piercing weapon. By the way, if you're struggling with these dudes with the face masks, one of the best pieces of advice I can give you is A, try and shoot the head anyway, especially if you have a full auto weapon. Like, take a few pot shots there. See if you can actually land the neck. Like, that's what you're aiming for. You're aiming for the neck. Just, you know, run your bullets straight through. Either try that, or work to stun them. That's like another... What the hell? I haven't seen these. These were in the devlog. I think I actually suggested these. I think in the devlog I actually suggested a node that teleports, but it tells you where it's teleporting to, like kind of like with a trail. I think I actually suggested that. Pog. Anyway, oh man, I was talking about something specific, and now I'm. Oh yeah, the helmeted dudes, face mask men. So six.
Huh?
We don't know if they're men. They may not have a gender. But, oops. If you're having trouble with SOSIGs with face masks, either A, aim for the neck, and like that's like the wouldn't say the most, like, that's the most effective way. It's the hardest but most effective way of killing them. Secondarily, you can instead aim for their face mask, which you're doing anyway if you're aiming for the neck, which is why I say aim for the neck anyway. Because if you miss, you're probably going to hit their face mask instead, which, after a couple dozen shots, will end up stunning them, which gives you an opening to actually hit their neck when they, like, wobble down and their neck recoils and something like that. Dude! And then the third option, which is the, like, the uh-oh one, where you really want them killed, and you just want, like, a guaranteed way to get them down, is to shoot their feet. If you, like, aim for their feet, make them dance, you might actually be able to catch a glimpse of their toes. They'll hit them, they'll fall over, which then gives you another opportunity to shoot them in the neck. So generally, like, the strat is just find a way, like, either shoot them in the neck or find a way to make them fall over so you can shoot them in the neck. Wow, this is cute, and it's dirty, and wow. I'll recycle it. Fine. Everyone in the chat being like, recycle your weapons.
Token found.
Fine.
Override
Oh.
Man, this part of the level's kind of bland.
Yes. Dude, the sparse though. There we go. Swapped to semi. No, this is swapped to pump. Yeah. Oh, I have to take it off safe. Oh, my, Yeah, my touchpads are acting. Let me do a quick, turn on, turn off. Let me just, you know, reset them. Turning on. Don't touch anything. By the way, if you're having problems with your index touchpads not responding well, if you try this, where you just turn them off and then like open palm, don't touch them at all while they're turning on, that defaults them to their most sensitive settings. And there you go. See? Just like that, touchpad fixed. Works 100% correct the entire time. That's like a perfect visual example of what to do in that instance. And because I know a lot of people have really hard time, or have a really hard time with the index touchpads. Even though I personally think that they're perfect. I think that they're just the best. And I personally believe that the... I'm also going to swap this to semi. I know, like, you guys want to see the pump, but I would like to play it on some semi, you know? Granted, it does mean that we're going to be burning ammo excessively. That's like the life of the spas, though. To try and mitigate that, I guess I'll try and use my pistol wherever necessary to finish them off. Making so-6 bleed out is a good strat as well, especially when it works, unlike that one time right there.
Calling my union rep.
We are not doing the best on health. Oh my god. You know what I need? Everyone suggests it all the time. And I'm starting to agree with you. I need grenades.
Got it, Master.
We gotta get rid of something for it. Ooh. Preferably a lethal.
token found.
Is that a lethal? That's a lethal, right? Yes. So I'll finally take your guys' suggestions and use nades. Because I agree, nades would have been better in like that situation specific. Primarily nades are primarily useful in this game when you are in cover and going out of cover, like once you've been seen, you know? Once you've been seen and like the SO signal where you are, going into cover then kind of locks you down. They manage to suppress you. There's like also another good example showing off how they kind of track where you were before. How I came around and flanked them, they were still looking that direction because that's where they last saw me. They were expecting me to pop back out and start shooting instead of flanking. Now that flanking doesn't really work in actual holds because they're, you know, big open arenas. The environment is primarily where flanking works and shows off how they respond to you most of the time a lot better. And I know I'll do this. I normally like having more interactions rather than... Oh shit. Okay. Pineapple is a long charge? Timer? What is the right term for this? The pineapple grenade is has a long detonation time. I panicked. Rightfully so, honestly. If I drop a grenade at my feet, I'm sure anyone would panic.
Interfacing with system network. Hold this position.
Oh,
Analyzing system.
shit. Luckily, we fixed the problem pretty quickly. You know, there may not be gems in HDVR, even though I do kind of want them. I think they would be cool. I know Anton doesn't want to do them, by the way. I know that they're not worth putting in because most people would think it's either bugged or, you know, etc. But honestly, me being a dumbass and forgetting my gun state. Hang on. Yeah, me being a dumbass and forgetting the state that my gun is in honestly serves the same purpose, and I kind of like it that way. You know, it feels like a failure to feed, where like I can always say, I swore I charged that, and then like, oh, I very obviously didn't, and just imagine it was a failure to feed. Yeah. I'm so glad Anton upped the speed that these rounds fly into the gun. They used to be really slow. Wow, that shotgun, do you see the spread on that spas shell? Oh. Again, if you're ever getting a bit of a doozy with a group of Sosigs, moving around is probably your best bet. Especially if you have to fight two at different angles, or two at completely opposite angles. Oh my god, those dudes are fast.
Got me fair and square.
No need to panic, we're doing just fine. Whew.
Advancing to next system layer.
Ah.
Analyzing
But I hope you're enjoying the first day, at least, or I guess I'm much more accurate to say happy 13th. Oh, well, I guess it gives me time to say that. Well, honestly, it was a really good run, and I just kind of thumbed it up at the end. So there's 12 days of Meatmas Day 1 for you. Hope you have a happy December 13th, and I hope to see you on the future days. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Actually, I forgot to wave. I should probably wave to say goodbye, so see you later. Thanks for watching.